Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel, and I'm here with another video on this episode. In this video, we are going to learn to write race assured scripts in a BDD format, and yes, of course, without homework. Okay, so like I have seen many people in IT industry, and whenever we use the term BDD, that is called behavior driven development. So whenever we talk about BDD or whenever we think about BDD, okay, so every time the word coming from them is cucumber. Okay, cucumber is something which is like BDD, which is not a correct thing. Okay, so before we jump to BDD and then we write the recessive scripting in a BDD format, let's start with a quotation which says that the hardest single part of building a software system is deciding precisely what to build. Okay, means we like whenever we have hearing this from beginning only, like someone goes to client and they gather the requirements, right? Generally business analyst and some other people, right? Product owners and all. So they collect the information or they collect the requirements and they decide like okay what they want. Then they document it. Then everyone go through with those documents and they develop and test everything. It was happening previously, right? When we have lengthy requirement documents. Okay, but now time has changed, right? Time has changed. So now what is happening? It's not like they don't follow very lengthy document kind of things, right? Now they come up with something which directly says that I want this to be happen, or I want these applications to behave in such a way in a particular condition. Okay. For an example, like suppose you are a Facebook user, right? So if you are a Facebook user and when you enter the wrong credential, we get some error message, right? So here we have some flow, right? Some flow means uh, I use the term. Okay, so let me just draw one in Notepad. Okay, so first, what term I used? I have a valid Facebook account. Okay, but see, we have so many accounts, so we might forget our passwords, right? So this time, what I have done, like I have entered the wrong password. Okay, so suppose I have a I have a valid Facebook account. I entered wrong password, right? And if I enter the wrong password, then what will happen? I will see some error message, right? Something might be your password is incorrect, right? So this is a behavior which is happening when I perform these steps, right? So, but before this, like whoever have developed this kind of functionality on which Facebook is behaving like that, but somewhere they have decided it, right? If someone entering the wrong credential, then we should show this particular error message, right? So this is behavior. This is showing showing password is incorrect message is a behavior of application of Facebook, right? When it is happening, when a valid user enters the wrong password, right? So in nowadays, made in Agile, there's something called BDD, which is called behavior driven development, and it is a software development process. It is not a testing process where which we hear from most of the people, like this is a testing process. No, BDD is a software development process. Okay, where where the behavior application is defined in certain ways, right? So in BDD we have three keywords. Mainly we have three keywords. Okay, so those keywords are like given, when, and then. If you see these keywords carefully, right? So every keyword gives you a message or gives it's like self-explanatory, right? Given, okay, given is talking about like in which scenario or pre-setup or something like if you see here, I have a valid Facebook account. This is a this is a precondition, or this is a something which I should have, then only I can go and try to log in to my Facebook account, right? This is called something called precondition or setup. Okay, so can I copy this particular line? I have a valid Facebook account under given, because this is my precondition. Okay, this is my precondition. Okay, and then we comes like when, means something when we are performing, right? When means when something is, some action is performing, right? When something is happening. So what is happening here? When I am entering the wrong credentials, right, that is the action taken by the user. Okay, so can I copy this and paste it here at when? Because it is directly representing the when keyword, right? Then that means result. What is expected? Okay, what expected? Your password is incorrect. Message should be shown. That is the expected behavior must be defined by the by the product owners or business analysts of Facebook, right? They have simply given the behavior that I want this type of functionality or this type of behavior from this Facebook application. Okay, when we are writing, when we are giving the requirements in this way, right, which is clearly understandable by anyone, okay, being a tester, being a non-technical person or being a technical person, anyone, okay, they can easily understand, okay, what is the requirement here. What requirement is very simple. If someone a valid Facebook user enters the incorrect credential, then we need to show one error message. This is the simplest form of defining the requirement here. Okay, so this is actually BDD. This is actually BDD, where we define the behavior, or we say that what behavior we are expecting from the application. Okay, so BDD is software development process. It's not Cucumber. Okay, it's not Cucumber. Okay, so if you see here, I will start with one quotation that says that the hardest single part of building a software system is deciding precisely what to build. Because in my 8 years of experience, I have seen those lengthy documents where understanding the requirements was only so critical, so difficult. Okay, and when same document used to study by the developers and the testers, so there will be lot of gaps. There were a lot of gaps in understanding. Okay, so in those time, what was happening, like when developer built something, the developer was not sure like what was the expected behavior, and testers also tested it incorrectly, and then when that product goes to production, they find that client is not expecting this thing. So that was a major drawback in the traditional SDLC models. Okay, so at least this BDD is narrowing those gaps. Okay, so BDD is a process or software development process where we define the behavior. Okay, this is the simplest definition of BDD I can give you. Okay, I want to repeat one more thing. BDD is not something like using Cucumber in your project. Is BDD or clicking somewhere or writing some sending some key or closing the browser, opening the browser, those are not BDD. Okay, those are not BDD. We need to write our steps in such a way that it can be understandable anyone. Okay, so what I covered here, the BDD stands for behavior driven development. Okay, which is software development process, and BDD is not Cucumber. And in BDD, we have three terminology or three keywords called given, when, then. Okay, so if I say that BDD is not Cucumber, right? Then if you go to the third one, like given, when, then, this we have learned in our research video already, where I have defined, where I've given you that we have three steps. We have three steps in writing our recessive script. First one is the build request. Okay, so let me copy it from here and put into notepad. Okay, so we have first called build request. Okay, then we have hit the request. Okay, and then we have validate the response. Okay, so in fact these three steps can be named or understand as given, because in this particular build request step we are setting up the platform where my API will hit, or how the API will be hit. If you remember in my in previous videos I've shown you that we were adding some base URL, base path, those details under the given part or request specification part. Okay, and this when we're hitting the request, right, when you're hitting the request means we're performing some action. Okay, so that will come under when. Okay, then validate the response. Once you hit the request, what we need to do, we need to validate some response, or we need to validate some fields in that, right? So that will come under then. Okay, that will come under then. So this is more or less like BDD kind of thing. If you see the recessive usage guide, if you see the recessive usage guide, this is the URL of that recessive usage guide, and you see here. So in recessive 2.0, they started supporting this given, when, and then. Earlier it was like given, expect, when. So that is outdated now, and they have given the support of given, when, then. You can see this line. So prior to recessive 2.0, there was no support given, when, then, which is more or less the standard approach when you are using some kind of BDD like testing. Okay, so they have given you some methods using which you can create the accessor scripts in a BDD manner. Okay, BDD manner means you can use given, when, then in such a way that so that it will look like you are writing the script in that BDD format, so that you can easily understand it. Okay, so that is the simplest way. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, whatever steps I've already given here, right? I have written already one uh, request. So same request I'm going to refactor as um, as a BDD format. Okay. So what I am going to do, I am going to create another class here, and I will give the name as let me give the name recessive script in BDD format. Okay, so let me add a main method. Okay, so let me just simply minimize it. Okay, so let me comment like first thing we have given, then we have when, then we have then, right? So under given we have setup request, right? We have build the request or set up the request, whatever you can use. So build request. Okay, so in this example I will use both BDD format and the method chaining format, which I have covered already. Okay, so the main class is recessive. Okay, under recessive we have one method called given. Okay, method called given, right? So what I will do for the beta formatting, I will like this one, recessive given. Okay, and we know that the return type of given is the request specification, which helps us to construct the request, like adding the base path, base URL, anything, whatever we have seen here, right? So we can use the tabs so that it will look good. So what I can do, simply I will go here and I will copy everything from here, like uh, all these things I will copy. Okay, till here I will copy. So what I am doing, under the given, which is my build request, I want to print everything, whatever we have seen already. What is the use of log? It will print everything, like all the details from the request side, like header, body, everything it will print. Then we need to add base URI, base path, and body. Right? We have seen already these things. Already we have covered these concepts, right? So under given, these things will come, and then the next part comes like hitting. So let me copy that one. Like when means I need to go and hit the request, and so that I will get the response, right? So if you see here, so we have one method called when, okay, and this when method is coming from the request specification interface itself, right? Because we know the content type, return type will be request specification. Under request specification only we have another method called when, right? So let me, for better format, what I'll do, I will simply, I'll make this edge alignment, okay? So under the given, under the build request, we are going to set up the request, how we are going to hit, or how the request will look like, okay? Then we have when. Under the when, what I want to do, I want to hit the post request, right? What I'll do, post. I want to do post. Right? Simple thing. Because that is the action we are going to perform. Once it's performed, yes, once it's performed, what I need to do, we need to use, if you see the return type of post, right? It's a response kind of thing, right? Response interface actually. I have just mouse over, you can see the return type of post method response. Okay. This interface has one method called then. Okay. So for better formatting, what I'll do, I'll keep it aligned with the then. And here, whatever you want to write, you can write like assert or status code 200. Okay, like this one. So here, if you see, I have constructed or refactor my previous script in a BDD format where we have given, then when, then we have then. In given, we are constructing the request, which is the meaning of the given keyword in BDD, right? You need to give the condition or the basic setup, and then we have when. Here what I need to perform, okay, which request you are, which API hit you are going to perform, or which HTTP method you are going to perform. So this is post. Once you are hitting, we are getting some response. So that response interface has one method called then. Okay. After this, you can add as many as addition you want. Okay, that will cover later. But this is the way we write SSO script in a BDD format, and I have not used Cucumber here. Okay, that using Cucumber in your project, not the BDD, or I can say it's not only that BDD, right? Here, the writing the recessive scripting in this way is the most popular or most readable way of writing it, because anyone can come and see, okay, so how we are set up the request. So this is my setup. Okay, so we are hitting the post request because we have something when. Then we have then where we can do some assertion and all. Okay? So this is the best way of writing the scripting, and I prefer this way, so that anyone can understand this format. Okay, and whenever you are going for any industry real time project, you will find this format mostly they are using. Okay, and really I am totally against of using Cucumber with this assured, because that is the headache. Okay, this is the best way to implement or best way to write the recessive syntax in the BDD format. Okay, so I hope this should be helpful for you, and you will not confuse, like whenever in interview they will ask like how do you write the BDD syntax in this suit. So don't confuse the Cucumber and all. Okay, you need to explain this concept. Okay, if explicitly they ask you that whether you have integrated any BDD tool with the framework, then you can ask, okay, yeah, we have used Cucumber and all if you're talking about the Java, right? So, okay, so I hope this should be good for you. And I have covered like in post request how to like in the previous videos we have seen the detailed step description of all the post request. Then we have refactored that post request into the smallest steps using the method chaining. And third thing we have learned to refactor the same script in a BDD format. Okay, so I hope this should be good for you. And if you have any doubt, you can always comment below on this video, or you can mail me, call me, WhatsApp me, whatever source of communication you have. Okay, so so I will come up with another video very soon. So if you have any doubt, or if you have any suggestion or feedback, you are always welcome to give me that. Okay, so thank you everyone. We'll meet again.